Next on Startup, we head to Nashville, Tennessee to meet with Susan and Rowan, two passionate entrepreneurs who started MillarRich, a company that provides meaningful differences to individuals with intellectual disabilities. My name is Gary Brado, and I'm a documentary filmmaker and an entrepreneur. The economy is in less than perfect shape, and when the jobs go away, there's nothing left to do but get up and get creative. And there are people all over America doing just that. It's estimated that up to 85% of new businesses fail. So I'm going coast to coast to hear the personal stories of the people who beat the odds and started a successful business from the ground up. This is Startup. I'm on Old Hides Ferry Pike in Nashville, Tennessee, and we're gonna go talk to Susan and Rowan, who created MillarRich, a company that places individuals with intellectual disabilities into loving homes. But there's so much more to the story than that. Let's go hear it from them. Over 120,000 children with intellectual disabilities are born every year, and about 15% of the world's population have some form of disability. Disabled adults that are able to live in a home enjoy independence, but they can also count on someone to be there for support as it's needed. After working in the industry for several years, Susan and Rowan decided that they were ready to take a leap and implement their own innovative ideas through this unique placement facility. First, let's start by telling us who you are. Where are you from, and a little bit about your background.
Well, I'm Rowan Miller. I'm originally from Northern Ireland. I moved to Nashville almost 14 years ago, and had the opportunity to come to the United States in 2000. I took that opportunity and haven't looked back.
So you came straight from there to Nashville and haven't left since?
Yeah, I had no idea where I was coming, what I was getting into. And
I assume you were a huge country music fan at that point?
Yeah, not really, no. No.
I'm Susan Richardson, and I'm a board-certified behavior analyst. I studied down at University of North Texas and received my master's degree down there back in 1999. And then started working in the field of people that have intellectual disabilities back in, I guess it was 2001. Worked for a company based out of Kansas, and kind of the rest is all downhill from there. I've been working in this field for a long time.
So tell me in very simple layman's terms exactly what it is that you do.
We provide meaningful differences to adults that have intellectual disabilities so that they can learn to become more independent within the community. On a day-to-day basis, we pair individuals up to live with superb families out in the homes. Also, we're working on a venture too to make sure that people are out in the community as much as possible, that they're learning hobbies, and that they're also learning job skills.
Where do the folks come from with the disabilities?
All the individuals we provide services for currently are on a Medicaid waiver, so it's state and federal funded. Unfortunately, there's a waiting list of over 7,000 people in Tennessee to receive services. Those services can be anything from residential, day services, support employment services, and personal assistance services. So our primary service, of course, is residential in this family model setting.
Tell me about the first 6 months. How did you actually create this business?
We had to write a bunch of policies and procedures and have a big packet of information that we could submit to the state of Tennessee before we would become approved as a provider agency. Our original business plan was just to serve 6 clients in the span of a year. So we thought, we'll just start small, something that he and I could just do together.
We got a call at the end of September from the state of Tennessee and said, hey, can you take these 6 people? So that was
you were full.
It's like, whoa, no. We're full. So that was some
capacity now. What?
Yeah. So we hit the ground running from straight off, and had to go back to the bank and say, our plans have changed slightly. We're going to start off with 6 people from the start. So that happened, and we grew really quickly.
Tell me about your relationship with the bank. How did it start, and how instrumental were they in the growth of this business?
One of our board members was our bank manager. So
wasn't her.
And Mike was a great guy, and his daughter actually has disabilities herself. So he was used to, he had experience and knew where we were coming from.
He said, hey, you need to have a business plan. You need to have this. We need to get all the personal financial statements. which, you know, we still have to do every year. So every year we have to update all of our personal financial statements, get the, you know, to secure the line of credit. So everything is still on the line. You know, my house is on the line, Rowan's house is on the line. Yeah, it's a lot.
What was your growth from those original 6 after you secured a larger line of credit? How many did you go to then?
We ended up, I think, the first year with 25.
Oh, wow.
And that was, you know, as we had said before, it's a lot of word of mouth, but it was also because we were producing a very quality service too. So we had completely satisfied individuals, their conservators were extremely satisfied. The state had come out and surveyed us multiple times during that first year, and they were always really satisfied with our services as well.
Over 65% of working age adults with disabilities are unemployed. Of these working adults, nearly 1/3 earn an income below the poverty level. Here we are on the old school farm. What do we have growing behind us? How much of this land are you utilizing currently?
Right now we have about 1 acre that's planted. We have some peas and carrots and potatoes over here, and the planter beds are filled up with strawberries.
And what is the plan for this essentially, and how do you guys utilize this in your program?
Gosh, so we have hired 2 farm managers that are really, you know, in charge of organizing everything, planning it. And then they've hired on Josh, who's one of our great farm hands and stuff, and so they supervise him. He comes out, and he actually has a job coach that works with him as well, teaching him to become more independent on the job. He absolutely loves working out here. So it's.
And he's one of your people with what is the
he has an intellectual disability, but funny enough, we don't provide residential services for him. He still lives at home with mom, so it's great for him to have a job and come out here and just work 3 days a week.
What types of changes have you seen, I guess, in him in particular, in being part of the farm?
Over the winter, it was very difficult because everything's still very barren and there's no growth. But what we found last week when we were putting up fences and stuff's actually starting to shoot up and we're starting to harvest, I saw a huge difference in Josh. He didn't want to go home, he wanted to stay on. I think he stayed on to after 5 one day when we were out here having so much fun.
What do you do here on the farm?
Everything. Anything from painting tables to feeding chickens, collecting eggs, building greenhouses. That's the fun part.
You have a name for the main rooster in here? What's his name?
His name's Foghorn Bojangles.
Foghorn Bojangles.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic name. What do you think about Susan and Rowan and Jay and these guys?
They're the funniest people ever.
They're funny?
Yeah.
Funny looking?
No, Jay is.
Cool. And do you consider these guys like family?
Yeah.
The greenhouse.
Yep.
When did this come into action?
We put that together, I guess, during the winter.
What's your primary grow in here?
Lots of tomatoes.
We started everything that's on the farm. We started as a seed in the greenhouse,
Good.
and then transplanted it to the garden.
Persons with intellectual disabilities successfully perform a wide range of jobs and can be very dependable workers. These type of jobs generally include animal caretakers, library assistants, data entry, clerks, and many more. Does this model work? Is this a successful model?
It does work, and some of the reasons why it works primarily are the fact that we're able to provide a consistent model of care for all 24 hours throughout the day. I've worked in other service delivery systems, and this one by far provides the best opportunities for individuals to have. We're now providing services to 79 individuals across 57 homes throughout all of Middle Tennessee.
So where are we right now? What is this facility that we're in?
This is the old Wade Elementary School. It's been part of this community. Everyone I've met in this community has at one point gone to this school. The front part was originally built in, I think they started work in 1931 and finished in 1936. And it was used with money from the Works project after the Great Depression.
What level of importance does social media play in this business? Are you active on any of the social media platforms?
Yeah, we're really into it. We're probably the only agency that has a marketing and media department. We have Facebook, we have websites, we have Twitter, so we're into all the social media.
As we drill down to the basic service of what you guys do, you're helping people. You're helping people with disabilities lead better lives.
Yes.
Correct.
Any advice to those entrepreneurs out there that are looking to do something similar or not similar, just something?
Do it.
Yes, do it. Dream big and put your life and soul into it, but I think mainly find something you really love doing and enjoy it.
So that's the secret, is to find something you love and then do it. Well, thank you so much for talking to me today.
Thank you, Gary.
All right, thank you.
There are a million ways to start a business, but how did Susan and Rowan do it? Let's find out. They started with around $30,000 in the bank, with a combined credit score of 750. It cost around $8,000 to start the business, and in their first year, they earned $1.6 million in service revenue, profiting only $88,000. The one word that they said best describes what it takes to make it in business is determination. MillarRich provides a special service to those in need, and with the help of their all-star staff, they're helping to increase the quality of life for people with disabilities all over Middle Tennessee. I'd be willing to bet the farm that this company is here to stay. For more information, log on to our website and click the link for MillarRich.